Don't you love it when you read something that says, is this good for your health? And you're like, all right, I'm going to click on this. Let's see what it says. And it goes, well, technically, yes, but if you do too much of it, then no. And it's like, okay, well, then the answer was, don't write the article.
Yes.
AJ McCall on VFX.
The answer was I could have written, I probably was forced to write this article. It's like a school assignment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because if you're going to say yes and no, well, then it applies everything. Oh, well, pizza in moderation is okay with you because it probably makes you mentally happy, which is great. But if you eat too much of it, obviously, it's still pizza. Like, what? Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much for that. The one that I stumbled across is rewatching old TV good for the soul. And I thought, that's strong. They used the word soul. I thought I'd check this out. The answer was, yeah, watching some repeat shows can be comforting, so that's good for your mental health because it's stress relieving, but you shouldn't watch a lot of TV anyway because that's not good for your mental health.
Thanks, Mom. I wish I had known that earlier. I never would have guessed I shouldn't watch all of the TV.
I like that you said it was a homework assignment. That's what it sounds like. All right,
Yeah.
please write 500 words on something. It's nonsense. Let's see if anybody spreads the word. Totally worked.
That's dumb.
You know what's good for my mental health? Not clickbait.
Yes.
Seeing articles that are legitimately them and not being like, oh, like I'm sick of seeing the stimulus ones. Have you seen those on Instagram? It's like, could you get $1,400 this summer? I've clicked on them like 3 times. Like, I haven't heard anything, but yeah, let me see what the update is, see if I'm going to get money. And it's like, well, actually, it's because blah, blah, blah. And it's like a small group of people, if that. I'm like, okay, you guys are jerks.
It always turns into, those ones always turn into, they're like the ads. Anything that I see as I'm scrolling usually on Instagram that's like, learn more, that has like a little hyperlink at the bottom of the thing. I'm like, pass.
Yeah,
Ew.
You're right. I got to learn my lesson.
Dumb.
I'm just, that's what's really good for everyone's mental health. If clickbait just disappeared and the articles were what they were,
Yep.
that would be great.
Yep.
Pizza already got brought up. Let's continue the conversation because who doesn't love it? Good, bad, pizza's pizza.
Yes.
Now, when you think to yourself, I'm going to get some pizza, when you think of the state it's from, I don't think you necessarily think of somewhere like, Maine, Virginia, stuff like that. There's a couple of states that really stand out, or at least we thought they did, but apparently not. The most popular state for pizza, I cannot believe it's the case. In your opinion, when you say, like, Chicago, there's Chicago-style pizza, how many different pizzas really come to mind? Because there's no way it's all 50 states, right?
No.
See, I would agree with that.
Maybe like 2.
And those would be?
New York, and I mean, Chicago's not a state, but
Whatever.
still.
Illinois. Illinois gets that. Illinois is probably Chicago-style pizza.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought. Now, I wouldn't say that it was just 2, because I'm sure there's others, but like, uno dos. Top 2.
Yeah.
So Food and Wine Magazine put out their list of the ranked 10 best pizza states. You would think Chicago, New York, they're famous, they've got their own. They'd be up there.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of up there. They're 3 and 4 because they're behind New Jersey and Connecticut.
That's weird.
What in the heck is on Connecticut pizza?
I just imagine, like, with Connecticut pizza, people are just walking out and, like, biting trees because, like, they have forests, I'm pretty sure. I don't really know for a fact. Maybe I'm speaking totally out of turn here, but, like, I feel like, bark. Like, that's what it is. Maybe a little bit of dirt.
I mean, that's definitely... That could be true. Connecticut, I believe, if I remembered my geography correctly, is up near the fake state of Maine that we all agree doesn't actually exist.
Right.
I was thinking more like, just hoity-toity. Oh, have you on goose duck gravy? Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you like the chains, and I'm sure there's some other places I'm forgetting, but there's no coincidence to me that the 2 best pizza places in town are Chicago-style pizza places. One, in fact, is called Old Chicago, and the other, to me, the Factory, also Chicago.
You know, I like them. I really like Jack's, though, and Jack's is more of like a New York-style pizza. Because it's just
fair.
more
I forgot about Jack's.
flat.
Jack's
is
good.
really good.
Jack's
Lucky Slice is pretty good, too, and they're New York style.
Look, and again,
we got versatility when it comes to pizza.
Chicago, New York. And
Yeah.
apparently Detroit's the long rectangle thing. I think that's bull crap. I think that's retrospective name changing. But no. I think it's no coincidence. New Jersey, Connecticut, they're number 1 and 2. I think because they're right next to New York. Michigan and Ohio came in at in the top 10. They're next to Illinois, and then I have no idea what to make of California, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts.
Well, I mean, I think people are just like, yeah, I like California because they like California Pizza Kitchen, and they get like mac and cheese when they go there. So
I'm not saying you can't experiment because there's plenty of great concoctions I'm sure that's come out of it, but I think people have gone a little bit too far with everything they're putting on their pizza.
yeah,
Let's scale it back just a little bit.
no,
Just a little bit. Just because you can put it on a pizza doesn't mean you should put it on a pizza. McCall and I have had strawberry pizza. It wasn't bad. That doesn't mean we should eat it.
no. You know what else I've had? They actually have it over at Jack's. It's like a shrimp pizza. It's really good. Oh. They also have like peaches that they put on their
No,
pizza.
too much.
Oh no,
Too
it's
much.
really good.
No, I'm sure it's
How
fine.
dare you?
Too
It's
much.
so good.
It's too much.
Delicious. Delicious. Yeah, now I just want pizza.
Staying up all night dreaming about pizzas. We've been there. We all been there.
100%.
Definitely not the dumbest reason you stayed up. Maybe it's up there. I think I found the newest of lows when it comes to losing an entire night's sleep. It was after playing Hyperfixation or Hobby with the McCall Taylor, the creator of the game.
You're welcome.
That is after Louis Capaldi. That's in about 6 minutes. VFX. Hyperfixation or Hobby with AJ McCall for the Auto Matrix Group debate at 8 on VFX. Now, as we found with McCall, hobby and bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Well, necessity, I think, in bucket list. Can you really call clothes a hobby? Like dressing up, I guess, hobby. But I don't think it's a hyperfixation. For myself, this is a stupid thing. So, McCall has ADD, and we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, ADHD, right.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have these burst of attention that they're just hyper-focused on something, and I'm guilty of it as well. Last Thursday night, getting ready for bed Friday, couldn't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I go out to the living room to watch some TV. Hey Arnold's on late at night in Nick Channel. So I watched about an episode and a half, and I go, once upon a time I read a really great Arnold fan fiction. I wonder if there's any more out there, he asked as a complete idiot.
Right.
Because of course there is.
Because the internet.
So I read one that was like 12 chapters and forever long, and it was awesome. Next thing I know, it's 5:30. I've got to come to work.
Oh my gosh.
I have spent the whole weekend reading them. I'm up to like 8 or 9 different authors that I've read now, with 2 of them having sequels, and I am so totally hooked. Now, at some point, I may run out of steam, and at some point, I may run out of content, and I guess you wouldn't say it's a hobby as much a hyperfixation because I don't intend to write one. But I also think it is absolutely the dumbest reason to miss a whole night of sleep. Because
Yes.
it's not going anywhere.
Yes.
Down.
Correct. Book down.
But I didn't. I read through the whole thing. And then the next day I read 2 more and then 2 more. And like I said, I'm up to 8 or 9 now. And they're awesome. I gotta be honest, they're awesome. And kind of a weird weekend in terms of emotionally and mentality. And those were definitely a factor because some of them were so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, what is the stupidest reason that you have missed, maybe not even a whole night's sleep, just way too much sleep?
Caffeine, usually. It's usually caffeine. Sometimes I'll like drink an energy drink at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? I don't know.
Because I hate myself.
Apparently. It's been a long time since I've done that, but still.
68255. Start your text with VFX. I got to think before this whole fan fiction thing. The dumbest thing, though I don't regret it, but the dumbest thing I did to miss a night's sleep is I was at home in Lafayette. This is back right after, like right near the end of my college career. And I'm laying down, and it's getting late. And all of a sudden, my buddy texts me, says, "Hey, I need your help. You can't ask me any questions. Just meet me where I work."
Oh boy, that's dangerous.
To which I, of course, respond, "I'll see you in 10 minutes."
Whatever, I'll be there.
And to fill in the rest of the story, he worked at McDonald's, and his McDonald's had the warehouse where they just stored paperwork and a bunch of extra crap or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It caught on fire, and it burned up. And he was told, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not actually told,
Right.
that if you go through the warehouse tonight and stuff disappears, well, then nobody knows. So I maybe had been an accomplice to dibs. I'm just gonna say dibs.
It's just dibs.
I'm gonna say dibs.
Yeah.
Undercover dibs.
Undercover dibs.
Whole night out there rummaging through it. He got that weird Ronald McDonald head. He found a popcorn machine that he tried to refurbish. It was awesome. But it was a whole night of sleep gone.
That is insane. The last time that I can think that I missed a whole night of sleep that was like for dumb reasons had to have been like 8.5 years ago.
You adult, you. Good
You
job.
adult, you.
Good job. Oops.
I You punch the microphone. I had a friend
I'm
who
not an adult.
she was like, "Hey, we should hang out," and I was like, "Okay." And so then we just like hung out, and I remember we like drove to Idaho. I mean, for why? I don't know. We were just here, so it was like, yeah, let's drive to Idaho. So we drove to Idaho. We found a sign that said, "Welcome to Idaho." We took a picture next to a sign that said, "Welcome to Idaho," and then we turned back around. And we drove back.
Welcome to Idaho.
Welcome to
I
Idaho.
feel like that's how that should end.
That's what happened. It was just very much like, oh, okay. Now what?
Looking back, as I often do on my life, those are the times where you're like, initially you're like, that was stupid. But then you look back and you're like, those
Eh.
are the stories that always stand out because you probably just had a just generally good time. And
Yeah.
it always starts with, well, we were just going to drive and see that Idaho sign.
Yeah. I mean,
Why?
did it hurt? No. Everything was fine.
Hmm.
We were good.
Hmm.
Whatever.
I was just showing McCall last night. I watched the YouTube video for all old Maroon 5 stuff. I will
Correct.
never be like, what? Old Maroon 5? Get out of here.
Songs About Jane, one of the best albums of all
Oh,
time.
it's great. But if you go, do yourself a favor. I'm sure it's the same thing if you look at like Panic at the Disco when they first started. Oh my gosh, watch This Love music video. He's got a bandana on his right wrist.
Such a throwback.
I used to do that.
Yeah, now we're old.
Ah!
That's fun.
Take the focus off of us. It's the Integra Financial Services Florida Not on VFX with AJ and McCall. 3 headlines, please.
Okay. We got headline number 1. Some lady attacked a flight attendant for not picking up her garbage. I'll take entitled for 200, please.
I mean, I got to be honest. I'm not saying she's not justified, but they breeze through there.
Yeah. But also,
Also, they'll be back.
yeah.
They make like 75 runs.
Yeah. There's story 1. Story number 2, some guy got arrested because of a fight over a disco ball. If you will, a Panic at the Disco.
I swear to God.
A panic over the disco.
I was going to say Panic of the Disco, but I like over better.
Yeah. Because they were fighting over a disco ball. And then story number 3, a grandma scares off a naked man by popping out her dentures. He was just chilling on her porch. He wasn't supposed to be there. That's not your porch, son.
That would get me. That would definitely get me. Ugh.
She reportedly yelled, "Grandma, no teeth!"
All right, yeah, I'm officially in. She's a hero. By the way, if there's not a cover band called Panic Over the Disco,
Dude, there better be.
What are we doing? What are we doing in life?
Well, we're going to form it, so.
McCall's threatening physical violence of our vacuum is all you need to know.
My vacuum sucks.
AJ McCall for the Integra Financial Services, Florida Not on VFX. Look, I understand dentures are a necessary evil, but I think Jamie, we're all in the same boat where we all agree that we don't acknowledge them, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
And so then we just leave it alone and just don't picture it. We don't think about it. That being said, let's get the 3 full stories, please.
Okay, so we got story number 1, which, as it should when it comes to Florida or not, involves a lady attacking a flight attendant. Now, this woman, she attacked one of the flight attendants because she didn't grab the garbage off of her tray. Off of her tray.
Well, that's not how it works.
No, you hand it to her.
Yeah.
Because they're not
What
going
a
to be
jerk.
like, "Hey, this looks like garbage. I'm going to throw it away."
Yeah, because that's
And
just,
maybe you wanted to keep it. Maybe it was a souvenir. Who knows? So anyway, thank goodness there was an off-duty cop that was on the flight. He jumped in, put the lady in restraints for the rest of the flight because she was going ham. She's facing charges of interfering with the flight crew.
What is it about airplanes that people just like lose their stuff?
I don't know. I think people have been cooped up for too long, and this is
Yeah.
just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, she was in the middle of the flight. She chased him down the aisle, attacked one. While she was beating up the flight attendant, she yelled, "Cops aren't going to do anything to me," which was wrong because the off-duty cop was there, and then she got boom arrested.
Yeah.
Idiot. Story number 2, a 59-year-old guy attacked another guy last week over a disco ball that he wanted.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with everybody right now. They are cool.
They
I
are.
absolutely want one.
Dude, they're so cool. They're not great to stand on. Word of advice.
Yeah.
Done that.
Personal experience.
Been there, done that. He sold this guy a disco ball for $20. He wanted it back. The guy couldn't dig it and said he wanted to keep the disco ball. So he pushed him and attacked him, and he got arrested for robbery and theft.
All that over a disco ball.
$20.
That's pretty bad.
Super bad. And story number 3, a grandma was surprised by a naked man on her porch on Friday, as you would be, because what? So she went out there and she scared him off by popping out her dentures and shouted, "Grandma, no teeth." It worked. The guy ran off and left his clothes behind. So now she just has his clothes. They eventually tracked him down because he left his wallet in his pants.
What? Okay, so what that says is that guy was just strolling along, just having a good day.
He's like, I'm going to get naked on this porch.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what he decided to do.
They say he believes he was drunk at the time.
No.
Let's see. I want to see Penelope doing her scary face. Wow. That's a good scary face. She has teeth in at this point. It looks like this.
Grandma, no teeth.
Grandma, no teeth. She's 73.
Good for her.
What a bad bee. There you go. 3 crazy stories.
All right, Jay, I was initially thinking story number 2 because one's just a title jerk and there's no humor, no nothing. Get out of here. I was thinking 2 because, fighting over a disco ball. But I got to tell you, with the dude deciding to strip down on the porch and was clothed beforehand, he left his wallet behind in good spirits of the fact that it's a older lady. I think that all points to story number 3.
I think it's story number 3.
You're in the same boat with me. I agree. We have concurred, McCall. Is it story number 3?
It is. Congratulations.
Yay!
Woohoo! We got you hooked up. Hang on the line. We'll grab some info from you, okay?
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're so nice.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think I would fight someone over a disco ball.
Oh, I thought you were going to say over teeth.
No. Press memories.
I would also fight somebody over a disco ball.
I want to clap on disco ball.
Oh, my. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we can both agree we want a disco ball. The second I say I want to clap on one, that's a step too far?
Yeah, no. We're moving on. No.
Call, not here for a good time, here to ruin your time. Congratulations to Jamie. She wins the Integra Financial Services Florida. Not on the subject, because there's no such thing as a repressed memory on the AJ McCall show that couldn't be shared. I got to tell you, I'm terrified of dentures, and it all started when I not accidentally, tried to put them in as a kid. Also, obviously, they weren't mine. Granny no teeth scares me.
Yes.
The reason why is because once upon a time, I tried to put in dentures that were not my own.
What?
I didn't actually try to put them in. I was shocked. AJ and McCall on VFX. So story number, was it 3, right? 3.
Mm-hmm.
Was a lady scared a naked guy off her porch by taking out her dentures going, "Oh, Granny, no teeth."
Yep.
When I was a kid, we used to, I don't know, maybe everybody used to have a cup. You used to keep on the sink for when you brush your teeth, right? You brush your teeth, you had a cup filled with water, spit. Ours was a purple Aladdin cup. I remember it vividly.
Okay.
No? Nothing? Okay.
No, we used our hands. We just
Savages.
cup it.
So that would sit there forever, and then obviously at some point I'd have to get washed because it'd get all disgusting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So one night I was probably, I don't know, 6 to 8. And I was in the bathroom, and the Aladdin cup was gone, but there was a cup there with water. So then I grabbed it, went to put it in my mouth to swish out my teeth, only to get bumped by something in it. And I thought, that's weird, only to look down and see, teeth!
Teeth!
I drank denture water!
That's disgusting.
That's why.
Did you spit it out?
Yes!
Oh, good. I'm proud of you.
I was 6 to 8, otherwise I would have probably forced myself to vomit. I just sit there gagged and just took it in for a second.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
It is. It's the worst thing anybody's ever heard.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of dentures because of that. They tried to bite me.
They did try to bite you.
They tried to sneak up on me and
No! Do not nom me, dentures. How dare you?
They should mark those. My grandma did not do so.
No.
Really ought to put something on there. Just like get a little label maker, just says teeth.
I mean, you could, or I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, you could have looked before you just drank.
I've explained that there was always a cup in there. I am the victim here.
Okay, but no, because...
But yes!
No, because did you not put water in it? Did you just assume that the cup with the water on the side table was like, yeah, oh, convenient, there's already water in here, I should just drink it?
Because everybody used it. Everybody used that cup. It was in there as a swish cup.
Yeah, it already had water in it. Oh,
Yes.
Convenient. Thanks, bud, whoever did that beforehand.
Family thinking about family.
No, family doesn't think about family. How dare you? Very presumptuous of you.
I'm gonna vomit again.
How about don't? I don't want to clean it up. I don't get paid for that.
Not done with you, Grandma.
Oh.
First one, hero. Second one, at least decently guilty. Third one, a full-out criminal.
Ah.
Somebody had a garage sale this week in McCall, and a certain nice old lady wasn't so nice after her necklace disappeared. One listener's got an issue. I'm not saying all older people are capable of theft, but one is at least. Dear AJ and McCall, listener said this to us on VFX, Utah's VFX, all social media. In my HOAs in my surrounding neighborhoods, they had their biannual garage sale this weekend. We all participated. Now, we had pared down a ton because we haven't lived here very long, but we still had a couple things we wanted to get rid of. So I noticed this older lady, maybe like 60 or so, walking up to our various wares. She picked up a necklace my wife had put out marked for just $1. All of a sudden, she just left. But I never saw her put the necklace back. So I got up and walked over to the table where it was, and sure enough, wasn't there.
Oh.
Nor was it anywhere else. She was walking down the sidewalk towards another sale, so I easily could have given chase and shaken her down, but I didn't. I figured it's $1, and I don't want to be the jerk that's shaking down an old lady on the sidewalk because nobody would hear how she stole it from me. How would you have dealt with it in this instance? Stealing is bad, McCall.
I know. Stealing is bad. It's like, what are you going to do? You really going to walk over to the old lady and be like, excuse me, ma'am,
True.
what do you teach your kids? Give me my buck necklace back, lady. Like, you can't really file a police report over it. You could. They've got bigger issues, bigger fish to fry.
And then a necklace marked down for $1.
Yeah.
You know, I actually called a police officer on an ex when I was in college.
Really?
We were living together,
Mm-hmm.
and for Christmas, I think we only wanted Christmas. So for Christmas, my mom bought us 32-inch flat TV. It was the first flat screen TV I'd ever had. And when we broke up, because we were living together, we had sort of like divvied stuff up, and I was supposed to keep the TV because her argument was, well, your mom bought it, so you just keep it. I thought, yes.
Score.
Yeah.
So much.
Then I went to work,
Oh,
and then
no.
she moved out, and then
Oh.
TV was gone. So I called the cops because I was like, this is a bunch of bull crap, and it was stupid, spiteful stuff. I was 19, I think, or 20, and she was maybe 21. So the cop shows up, and I feel so bad looking back on it now. Like, I was aware of his body language at the time, but I was just so angry. I was like, my ex-girlfriend stole TV. I was supposed to stay as she left. And he was like, "Is it present?" And he called her. He called her on her phone because mine was blocked. I was like, I can't get a hold of her. And he actually called her. He was great. He was awesome. But he was like, it was a gift. We can't really do anything about this. I guess you could pursue it with her, but I got to tell you, it's a waste of time.
Yep.
And it was. But that's why I think my answer would be the same. I feel like you got to passive aggressive. Like, you got to say you know something, right? You
For
got to
sure.
call her out on it.
For sure.
But
See if.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. You basically just see if guilt eats him up or whatever.
tackle an old lady down the street.
No.
That lady has stolen my necklace.
How dare you? Like, just meh.
What I would like to point out, though, by the way, AJ McCall show, very not pro HOA. Yet again, another bad situation in which an HOA was involved. Directly, no, but they were there.
Correct.
Aren't they supposed to prevent stuff like this?
Yes,
Exactly.
I think.
Speaking of close to the grave, do you know what yesterday was?
Monday?
That's true. It was
Thanks.
also another day. And I'm curious if a certain inhabitants of your home celebrated. Or maybe if it's just cliche to them. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Do you know what yesterday was, McCall?
Monday.
Yes,
The
AJ
third.
McCall at VFX. We already talked about that. But, I mean, do you know what else it was?
The 3rd.
It was Paranormal Day.
Oh, I did know that actually.
And then, sure, conveniently.
I had a friend who did like a whole series on her slide, like on her Instagram story, and she went through all of these crazy stories that she had her friends tell her
I like it.
about like working at different hotels. And there was somebody who worked at a hotel, and it was like they got a phone call that was like, "Hey, please do a wake up call at 6:30." And so then they called at 6:30, and turns out the hotel room was empty, and like nobody was actually staying in the room.
That's terrifying.
So just like that kind of stuff.
I don't
And so
like that.
I went through and I read all of the different stories on it. So fascinating to me.
So one question, one other side story. Did any of your ghostly paranormal beings act up whatsoever yesterday?
No.
Mine didn't. I
Question
mean,
mark?
I definitely got an interaction from the cat, but it was one tiny one. I was like, that's nothing. It's not out of the ordinary. My Xbox turns off. If you let it run for a little bit, it'll be like, you have 5 minutes to do something or we're going to turn off. It's very passive aggressive. I got to be honest.
Right.
Like, pay attention to me.
Basically.
And I didn't, and it turned off, and then immediately, like, it went blink, blink, and it turned off, and then all of a sudden, like somebody touched the button, so the cat was like annoyed with it or whatever. But
It's like, excuse me, I was watching that.
yeah, it was nothing. There was nothing, but yeah.
I mean, my vacuum stopped working yesterday, but I don't think that was because of my. I don't think that's.
Yeah.
No.
No, the reason I thought that is because, like, now I've come a long way in the believing of the paranormal since I moved to Utah, and all I could think is, did the paranormal really have a saying in the paranormal day? Like, is there something, like, were they like, yeah, this is the day, like, we get down?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, so I was just curious if yours interacted whatsoever.
No, I don't think so. I woke up in the middle of the night last night and like I felt like somebody was talking in my room, but I don't know if it was me because sometimes I talk in my sleep and I don't know if it was like
Just reverberating back to me.
Yeah.
Like that scene from The Grinch.
Yeah.
Hello!
Hello.
My other side story is, so I guess, did you ever end up watching that Skinwalker documentary they started doing?
No, Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, that one. So there's, I guess season 2 drops the end of this week.
Is that
And
with Post Malone?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Ashley started it last night without me.
Great.
And this is my favorite. The caveat was, because it was nighttime already. Caveat's, I'm going to start watching this. I may have nightmares. And I'm like, as the one who gets up first, wonderful. Thank you very much for doing this.
Great. This is the best.
So then she almost watched all of the first season last night while I was reading. And then she proceeds to give me all the details about the creepy things that happen. And I go, okay, time out. That's enough. I don't need nightmares. Let's talk about this in the light of day. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
What's barely held together? My nerves. I made it through. I slept all right, I feel like. Nothing killed me, so that's great.
Proud of you.
Dub! Look, I admit to being a little bit of a cheap person, but the thing is, if it works, and it's not like you got to hold it directly at 30 degrees towards the sun, pointed at Mars or whatever, then, it's not a big deal. My question is, I feel like a lot of people do that. Like, there's stuff that you're like, I probably should get a new one, but I'm going to ride this out until it really craps out.
Mm-hmm.
What in your house is barely held together? Family motto, if it is not completely unsalvageable, still should be in the house and figure it out.
Yeah.
AJ and McCall at VFX. For instance, my laptop, every time I turn it on, it goes, your battery has died. You need to replace your battery. And the first time it told me, as long as it's plugged in, seemingly it'll still work. And I'm like, tough
Battery.
laptop. You ain't going nowhere. Your battery didn't last long off the cord anyway, so it's not like I was unplugging you.
No.
Golden. I forget this on the subject. Very, very mean can opener story to tell, but I found out yesterday. So my dad, I've talked about this before, bought a 1996 Hyundai Accent in 1996.
Brand new. Off the lot.
First
$2,000.
If that.
Back when
I have no
cars
idea.
were reasonable.
I have no idea. Back when cars were reasonable.
What bells and whistles?
Nearly 30 years ago. So it was the first car he had purchased. I learned to drive on it. My brother learned to drive on it. At one point, it was my car. At one point, it was my brother's car. So it's very, very sentimental value. Needless to say, that car is 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's seen things.
Yeah.
It's like time to, old yeller it, take it out back, and, well, she ran away.
Gotta take a nap.
I found out my dad put I believe second, possibly third transmission into the thing, I think
What?
last year.
I mean, whatever, but also, what?
This was also a shocker because I found out while I was talking to my brother, and both of us were under the impression that it had been old Yellard. It's like finding out, and you're like, wait, I thought you said it was dead. Why would you lie about it? And I don't care one way or the other. It's just the money thing. But, like, that's just a prime example, sort of, in my household, the type of house I grew up with. Like, it's salvageable, so you write it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and take a guess. I feel like there's probably nothing in your house that is, like, pieced together, held together. It's all in great working condition, new-ish, or just, it's fine.
I mean, I have some things, but so I got this record player. This is the old record player. I need to go get it like checked on and I got to go talk to Linz and have them like diagnose things on it and like clean it up and make it pretty and whatever. Because if I start digging into that, it will no longer work. Like,
I believe that. I believe that.
No, because right now I can like click it and put a record on, and it'll play, and it's all great and all that jazz, and I love it, but it's dirty. So I guess maybe that. My vacuum almost died yesterday. Like it stopped working, and I cried. I would be lying if I said I didn't. I cried because the suction wasn't working. So I said my vacuum sucked, but it really didn't at all. None. The brushes were like, and there was no suction. So that's great if you just want to like, paint dirt on the ground.
On that subject, can we say they don't make things like they used to? For Christmas, Ashley and I got this can opener. You set it on a can, you hit a button, and it spins itself and takes the top off, and you just pull it off, and it's great.
Fancy.
Yesterday, it died in a can. We spent 15 minutes trying to do the anti-lock thing that says doesn't work. Can't get it off. It's wedged in. Ugh.
Well, maybe yours just needed to take a nap because my vacuum just needed to take a nap.
That's true. Yours
Because it took a nap, and then after about an hour, I plugged it back in, and I turned it on, and the suction started working again, which was great. So hopefully it's fixed. Hopefully it just got overheated.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Anybody else paranoid
Yes.
about washing your car and what the result may be? Like, washing your car may or may not determine what the weather forecast is actually going to be. No, just the AJ McCall show are crazy. Great.
Yeah.
We all know and accept Utah's weather is just all over the place.
Yeah.
AJ McCall at VFX, but there is one way that I'm pretty sure you can control the weather, and that is to make the decision to wash your car.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree with you. Want to know why?
Why?
Because 2 days ago, we went out for dinner. Friday night. However many days ago that was, that's when we went out. When we went out for dinner, afterwards, Dustin said, let's go wash your car. And I said, all right. So we washed my car. Next day, just hanging out at home. Look outside. What's happening? Little rain. Not like downpour. Little bit of rain. Was it in the forecast? No. Why did it rain? Because I washed my car. That's why.
It's the one and only way you can control the weather.
That's why.
I wholeheartedly believe this. That's why I never get a car wash.
Oh.
Because I know the second I'm going to, it'll rain. Within 24 to 36 hours, I feel pretty comfortable. It will rain.
Yeah.
I feel for you. It's not necessarily a waste, but it feels kind of like a waste. It's different because there's no soap. It's not like, oh, the soap's coming down. But yeah, that's the only way. And in fact, we feel pretty confident we know the answer, but you can help us decide for the Thermo Fisher poll today. Utah's VFX on Instagram. If you wash your car, will it rain? If you wash your vehicle, will it rain? Because to me, the answer is yes. I think in New Mexico, again, another desert area, doesn't rain a ton. Pretty sure I washed my car like twice because it blows sand around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Both times rain that night, like hard rain, like downpour. I was like, wait, what is this?
That is the meanest thing.
So stupid. There's no other way to control the weather. There's no other way to predict the weather. Wash your car, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Vote for the poll today. Utah's VFX on Instagram. When I grow up, I really hope to, one, have the type of relationship that was featured in a assisted living home in Tennessee, and I hope to have the wingman that was featured in Arizona. You got to look for the right people to have in your life. You got to look for the right partners to help you out. Oh, man, we found them. I think everyone's, maybe not top goal, but one of the top goals is to find a partner in crime you could trust and be immensely comfortable with forever and ever and ever. Amen.
Absolutely.
AJ and McCall for the Automakers Group debate at 8 on VFX. I'm going to tell you, if there's not a little mischief thrown in, not for me.
No. It's kind of fun.
This is a great story. We've already had so many stories this morning about different elderly people. The one that stole the necklace from here in town. Then there was the lady in Florida that scared the naked guy. Well, there was an elderly couple that recently busted out of a locked dementia and Alzheimer wing of assisted living home in Tennessee because the husband used his military Morse code training to memorize the key code of the staff was using to get in and out. They were found about 30 minutes after they escaped, but I think it's still pretty amazing that even at that age, wanted to get them both out to just spend some time together.
That's fun. Yeah, I like that.
It's cute. It's
It is
adorable.
cute. It is cute.
I mean, my question is, let's see, not to give, I got to word this correctly, not to get you to confess anything, but I mean, that's what I think everybody's looking for, right? You want, I think everybody wants a little mischief, just a little bit.
Yes.
It definitely tames down as you become an adult because you're like, I'm not going to get in trouble for something stupid.
Yes.
But you definitely want a little bit of mischief.
Well, yeah. Keeps it exciting. We're not breaking it. We're not Bonnie and Clyde up in this.
No.
Nothing
no.
like
I
that.
don't go bank robbing.
No.
Frankly, I lifted my shoulder earlier and I felt like I popped it out of socket. It just feels like I'm not going to be a good accomplice to any sort of crime activity whatsoever.
You're just going to get a paper cut and just like,
I'm like, my day's
pass
over.
out. It's terrible.
It's over.
It's the worst thing in the entire world.
What form of I would say prank, but what teasing do you do to Dustin? Speaking of mischief, you like to just keep it excited, keep him off their toes. What do you do to Dustin to not annoy him,
Oh, gosh.
but like playfully annoy him, right?
Exist. Just kidding. No, we have a really good time. We joke back and forth a lot. We have a lot of conversation, and so it's really I don't know. It's really fun. We just have a really fun relationship, and I think we can joke about anything. And I feel like Dustin tames me a lot of the time because I end up getting all, crazy in my brain. And then I start going off on this tangent about like, oh my gosh, what happens if unicorns take over the world tomorrow? And then whatever. And then Dustin's like, what's wrong with you?
Thank goodness for him, and
Yeah.
vice versa. I don't know. Maybe I help. Maybe I don't. Ironically enough, with all the talk of dentures today, one of the things you're gonna hate me for saying this. One of the things that Ashley hates, for whatever reason, is when I pretend I don't have teeth. And she explained it to me, and because I'm a boyfriend, okay.
Just does it
So
a
just
whole
do it.
lot more.
So yeah, she cannot stand it. She will yell and run around the house, which just cracks me up. So then I have to pretend. I think everybody's got their own little things to tease. One of my best friend's name, this is so stupid. One of my best friends who's married, his last name is Luckett. His wife, who shares his last name now, when they're going, and I could swore when they're first dating he hated it, but she does all the time now. Whenever she beats him at anything, suck it, Luckett.
That's awesome.
Oh boy. To get into the relationship though, sometimes I think you might need a little help, a little nudge. Maybe just maybe the ultimate wingman. And I got to tell you, this week we found one.
Mhm.
I'm amazed by this story. If this dude is not best man, best present ever at their potential wedding.
Ooh.
The bar is high when it comes to wingman, wingwoman. AJ and McCall for the Automations Group debated 8 on VFX because, look, if you go to a sporting event, you go to a concert, you go to any event, and they've got a big screen or whatever, you want to be found on the Jumbotron.
Oh, so much.
So I don't know who Buck Army is, so forgive me for that, but I want to share a story regardless. But apparently he's a famous YouTuber.
Okay.
And his roommate went out to an Arizona Diamondbacks, the baseball team's game, on a date. He tweeted them, "Hey, Diamondbacks, my roommate's on a date 6 rows above home plate. Any chance we could tell the cameraman to zoom out a bit so I could see how it gets going?" And that is just the start of the story as the Diamondbacks and him go back and forth trying to find him because his roommate lied about the seats. That's not where he was sitting. So they eventually figured it out. Then they zoomed in. Then they got him on the Jumbotron. Then they got him some baseballs that were used during the game. And, of course, the ultimate question at the end was, is there going to be a third date? To which his roommate replied with, "I can confirm there'll be a third date. May need to talk to my roommate about boundaries going forward, but in all seriousness, thank you guys for giving us an unforgettable night." That's because that was his roommate got DM'd by the Arizona Diamondbacks Twitter account because they were in all night trying to figure it out. And people across the world apparently were watching this whole thing happen. I'm very sad that I missed it.
I know, I am too. I just decided to look him up because I was curious about it. So he's got like 111,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then his Twitch, is this 184,000 followers.
So, dude's
Yeah,
got a little bit of
he's
pull.
got a pretty good
The
following.
whole story is laid out in the link we shared on our Twitter, Utah's VFX. The question is, I guess, how far you would go when it comes to being a wingman or wingwoman.
That far. I'd do that.
Well, I mean, I would hope so. I don't have
Oh,
the power to do that.
To tweet out to people?
I mean, I don't think I would have the influence to
I
do
don't
it.
know though, because I feel like some of those like sports teams are way more active on Twitter
It's fair.
Like,
it
I
also,
feel
let's
like-
be honest, it started with Wendy's.
Yeah. I feel like they're way more active on Twitter, and I feel like you can get in conversation with them pretty easy. Same thing with like Instagram. But I do that. I don't know how much further I need to go. Like, do you need me to like
Well,
elbow people out of the way
yeah,
when
maybe.
you're talking
maybe
to
you
the
do. Maybe
person?
you do, yeah.
That may be a little bit further than I'm willing to go.
Physical violence is a limitation for when it comes to your friend's happiness.
Yeah. Sorry. Assault charges, not really something I want
Well, I'm not
on
saying
my record.
Beat someone to a pulp.
Well,
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, hitting somebody is still an assault charge, okay? That's still considered. Whether you beat them up a lot or you just like accidentally trip into them, you can still get charged with assault, okay?
Do girls have the same conversations guys do? Speaking of assault, like when guys go out together, no, trust me, this is the wingman thing. Guys go out together and they like, start talking smack, and then they see you like, hey man, I just want you to know, you get in a fight, I got your back, and there's not any like potential threat rising, but for some reason you just get in one of those moods, and guys got to hype each other up, and then you start picturing about how all of a sudden somebody's gonna get in a fight. You just hope you don't have one of those wild cards that actually starts a fight to see what happens. You're like, dude, no, and then you gotta go fight. Do girls do that? Because guys talk about it all the time. We're like, yeah, we got you. Look, man, if anybody gets in a fight, I'm there. You call me. I'll be there.
I mean, I think I've said I've got your back, but
That doesn't reassure me.
normally when I'm
that's like if I
hanging
need
out,
an ear, you'll hear me. But if I'm like in a
Yeah.
fixed fight, you're like, no, you're an idiot.
normally when I'm hanging out with like my girlfriends or anything, it's like, yo, do you want to talk about like the universe and like the stars? Like, we're not out there thinking, hey, you know what? What if, just in case, somebody comes up? Look, I would punch a bobcat if they decided they wanted to come and chase us.
Okay,
That's
pretty close.
about where
I
I'm
can live
at.
with that.
But aside from that, I'm just gonna,
It's called being prepared, McCall.
okay.
Ironically, we're talking about sports because McCall wants her sports knowledge to be put to the test, or I guess more specifically, you have some kind of observation.
Yep. I'm a genius.
McCall's a sports genius, apparently.
Only in one facet.
How are you a sports genius? That's what I need to know. AJ and McCall at VFX. Because I'm not denying you can't be. I'm definitely not saying that before we jump on me. I just need clarification because I love all things sports.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day because somebody had talked about how someone got a birdie in golf, and I was like, nah, birds. And then I was like, wait a second, hold up, birds. There's the eagle. It's another sports term. Golf term is what I meant to say. Sorry.
Both technically correct.
Thank you. Then there's a turkey.
Yeah.
Why do sports glorify birds? Okay? Think about it for a second, okay? They got mascots, birds,
There's a lot of bird mascots.
pelicans,
Other
cardinals,
ones, I'm sure.
Blue Jays. I'm looking at they're
I'm
like
impressed.
rolling through
I'm
my brain
impressed.
right
Thus
now.
far, all correct.
I'm sure there's an owl somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Horned owl, something. I don't know. Whatever. Beside the point. Why does sports glorify birds and socks? I don't get it.
Yeah, the socks one, I got nothing for you.
Birds and socks.
Because, there's actually... the birds one, I've got nothing for you. I know there's a ton of birds mascots, but she's right with the terms. The socks I don't get because actually there's three.
Yeah, White Sox, Red Sox, Blue Sox.
I think there actually is a minor league team that is the Blue Sox. I mean, there's
the
three
Blue
major.
Sox in Smithfield, actually.
Oh, there you go. But there's three major league teams because the Cincinnati Reds used to be the Cincinnati Red Stockings.
That's stupid.
So there was actually like Red Sox, whatever. The point is, yes.
We need briefs,
I have-
snacks,
I have no idea.
boxers.
Like, there's no Velociraptor as far as well, I take that back. The Ogden Raptors, greatest mascot ever. Can't get more dinosaurs in here,
I mean,
but we got
sure.
socks.
Can we get more fish? I mean, we got the Marlins.
Who like really?
Give me a
you
shark.
Like fish form, yeah, shark.
Dolphin. No, we have those.
Megalodon.
Sure.
Something more aggressive. The Tomahawk missile.
Can we just be like the RARs?
The,
Whatever you want it to be. Okay, could be a Velociraptor, could be a tiny kitten. Who knows?
no. Rars.
Depends on how you play.
Rars.
Yeah,
That's
just
what-
the RAR.
that's what- rar.
RAWR. There was a W in there. I knew it was coming. Like, based on how you play is the way that it ends up being depicted. So, like, if you play like trash, You play like a little kitten. We're going to be like, oh, bar, oh. So cute. I'm done with birds.
No, it's...
Somebody give me like the chicken league or something.
Oh, you're done with birds. You picked the most undangerous bird that there is.
Dude, I'm telling you, like if all of these other birds, cardinals that are, I mean, they're beautiful birds. Don't get me wrong, but like predatory, no. Have you ever had to try and kick a rooster after it's chasing you because they're terrifying and they want to attack you because get out of my little zone, lady? Those things are scary. They're mean. Okay,
right,
Cardinals I don't think are really that mean.
Cardinals and Blue Jays, with all due respect, that's fair. You could punch them out of the air, but
They're pretty.
Back to your point, I'll take being chased by a rooster over a velociraptor any day. I got to be honest.
Look, roosters are velociraptors, just like decades down the
I was
road.
just bringing the technical mumbo
Hashtag
jumbo in.
evolution.
Everything. Birds, sports mascots, sports terms, evolution. What is happening today? You've covered it all.
You're welcome. I'm a genius when it comes to sports. That's all you need to know.
I got no argument against their premise. I got to be honest.
Thanks.
That was great.
No more birds and socks teams.
I'm totally on board with that. I am absolutely in.
Unless you do the chicken socks.
Good gosh. Park Narcs going on this week. If you voted for the terrible nominees, we'll introduce you. All I'm going to say is for our Park Narc nominees, I mean, those that actually committed the atrocious parking, if your car was to, say, get flipped over and towed by a tow truck, I don't know that anybody would feel sad.
Maybe a little bit like, oh man, this is really inconveniencing me from parking.
AJ McCall on VFX. Vote for the Park Narc nominee you find the most annoying. It's pinned to the top of our Facebook page right now. Nominee number 1. It's fine. I'm still here. Lines don't mean anything. And look, I'm not going to tell anybody how to vote. McCall's not going to tell anybody how to vote. But can we get out ahead of the fact that there's a guy sitting in the vehicle? Because that's normally...
That was the whole part. That was the whole point of the name of it. Like,
Yeah.
I know that we're still here, but
It doesn't work that way.
no. Look, bud, you can see that there are open spots literally next to you. Just pull into them.
So he's parked in front of some place of business, I believe it is, maybe residential.
No, it looks like it's business over by like Plant Peddler area.
So there's the little rectangle going out with the stripy line that says, don't park here. So he parked completely sideways on it, sitting there. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to be like, just get out. It's a bank robbery. Go, 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 go. I'll be here. No.
Just pull in.
You either you do slow laps or you take a spot and wait until you see your person come out.
Yeah.
That's common courtesy.
Yeah, and I know Sam's Club is right back behind there. So there's plenty of room to just like skirt around.
Nominee number 2, but I don't want to park in the lines.
Overrated.
Why is it so many times when people take up 2 parking spots, they somehow symmetrically, beautifully
I don't know.
split their vehicle in half on the lines, which this van did. As egregious as that is, why? Why is your front half sticking out in the part where everybody drives up and down looking for spots?
Because obviously they hate everybody.
Look, have I ever seen anybody get clipped because they were parked out too far? No. Do I believe it happens all the time? Yes. That's what I was taught as a kid.
I know, so was I. Thanks, Mom.
It's constantly happening.
Is this even true? Is my life even real? As far as I'm concerned right now, the answer is no.
Don't do it. Utah's VFX, vote for the nominee that annoys you the most. And then if you see terrible parking, please do what you can to help out. Take a picture. Send it to Utah's VFX, all social media, because you can win the Aquatech car wash we're giving away each week. And then you're doing something for the community as well. Does anybody want it to rain? If so, tried and true, we know how to make it happen.
Yep.
AJ McCall at VFX.
Not cash. I don't know how to make it rain that way. I'm really sorry. Maybe one day. But I know how to make like Mother Nature do its thing.
Precipitation. What you have to do is you go to the car wash, you wash your car, and then you say, I'm glad I washed my car. I sure hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. The Mother Nature hears that and goes, ho, 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 ha, ha, ha. And then the next day,
Not like a massive storm either. I mean, for me, when I washed my car on Friday night, it was like Saturday. There were a couple of little sprinkle showers that came through, just enough to kick up a little bit of dirt and make my car so gross. It's the worst. When it rains a little bit and then it gets dirty.
I feel you. I'm with you.
Dirt.
Thermo Fisher poll of the day. Does washing your car predict the forecast? On our Instagram, Utah's VFX. 62% of people said definitely. It definitely predicts the forecast. You wash the car, it will rain. Facts.
Straight facts.
It's scientific proof. They don't even do studies on this because it's already a thing.
Yep.
So you want it to rain, which I have no problem with. I'm never going to wash my car. I'm terrified of it happening. I know anytime I decide to, it's going to rain the next day, so I just never worry about it.
Yep.
But if you want it to rain, wash your car. It'll happen.
Yep.
You're going down.
How dare you?
I don't care what you landed on for Facebook roulette. You're absolutely going to love mine and possibly even cry a little bit.
Oh, do I look like I'm prepared to cry a little bit?
Yes.
Oh my
AJ and
gosh.
McCall at VFX. AJ and I, McCall Taylor, find at us on social media because we could like, comment, and share. Your post is the one we decide that's the best for Facebook roulette. So, McCall, what did you land on?
Well, I landed on my friend Angela's post, and it's a video of Alex Melton, who I love. He does a lot of covers, including this one. It's if Blink-182 wrote Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Who
he
would've
does a
thought?
phenomenal job.
Who would have thought, speaking of Blake, MGK and Travis Barker would have saved the world? Who would have thought?
I did not have that on my bingo card.
Not me either. I landed at Seth Williams, and it's one of my favorite Tumblr posts I see every once in a while. And it says, all animals go to heaven is just illogical planning. You're telling me every crocodile that ever lived is in heaven? Heaven must be swarming with crocodiles. Does that sound like heaven to you? Thousands of millions of crocodiles? And then someone eventually goes, and Steve Irwin is showering them all with affection.
Aww.
To which someone, of course, replied, but does the stingray go to heaven? I mean, what if Steve Irwin just randomly came across a stingray that killed him?
Be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, bud.
Same guy replied that Steve would probably pat it and say, sorry, I spooked you, mate. Gosh, you're a beauty. You must have grown 3 times since I last saw you.
Yep.
To which someone replied with, we never deserved Steve Irwin.
We didn't. You can win.
National treasure.
Not just national, worldwide.
But yeah, if Steve Irwin's up there with all the crocodiles, I feel confident. But no. Thousands of millions of crocodiles does not sound like heaven to me. I'm going to be honest.
Well,
What is that? Well.
have we ever gone
Well-
up to try and like be friends with them when they're not in a habitat of trying to,
McCall, there's thousands of millions of
dangerous?
them.
I'm telling you.
There's plenty
they
of them that ain't
may-
going to like you. It's statistics.
Well, they may just have been really angry. We didn't know if maybe they are just in chronic pain the whole time they're here. So maybe they're just really angry all the time because they're like, ow, ow, ow. I can't imagine living in a spiky body is comfortable. It's probably very uncomfortable.
I heard from a very reliable source that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. That's
Yeah.
what I heard.
I'm pretty sure that if they had a toothbrush, they'd be okay.
The AJ Knight, the McCall Taylor. Find us on social media, AJ and McCall A&D. And then anywhere podcasts are, it's AJ and McCall, like Google Play, Spotify, or iTunes. Till tomorrow for the AJ and McCall show.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
And thanks for listening. VFX.